Hello guys, yeah, actually there was some network issue, so I just reconnected. So in my previous video, I was explaining about the @@ parameter concept, and we have covered a few points about it. That how you can use the parameter value in testng.xml file, how you can use @ parameters annotation, how you can run your testng.xml file, how you can define parameters on @ before and after annotation. And we were discussing about the constructor method concept with @ parameters. And after that, I have got some internet issue. So in this video, I will be covering these two things. So if you have not watched my previous video for this @ parameter, please watch that video before coming on this video. Okay, so in the constructor, actually we were discussing that we can define one constructor public class name, and see, in the similar way, like we can define at that parameter variable name, and this is also variable name. Publicly we can define one variable name at the class level, so that this parameter value we will assign in our constructor, and this parameter value we can use in our number of test cases. Like suppose you want to working on an insurance project, and there is different kind of insurance products are there, like environmental product, health insurance, bike insurance, car insurance. So if you want to run your test case for the car insurance, so in that case you can pass the value as a car insurance in your variable, and then this variable you can use for your all the test case in a test class. So like that, it is very useful if you will define at that parameter in the case of a constructor. So we have defined as a URL. So we will be using the URL. This is URL content, and this is URL content, right? So the value is flow is like URL content. This URL will be mapped from testng file. This will map with URL value. After that, this URL value will assign to our class level variable, and then this we will use this class level variable in multiple test cases, like we are using in that before method. So we can use it. So now let's try to run it. What we have to do, we have to right click on testng.xml file and run as a testng suite. So the value will be passing from your testng.xml file, guys. Let's see. Yeah, so value is passing from our testng. It is proper able to load our particular website URL, and after that our scenario is that once it will be loading the URL, it has to enter the username and password, and it has to do the proper login in it. So let's see. It is on entering the username password, successfully clicked on sign in, and it will do the login for us. So it means it is working fine, and our test case is there, which was there, it is passed now, right? So this is working fine, guys, right? So one more thing that is left in @ parameter that also I want to discuss is that you can also define @ optional parameter. So what does mean this @ optional parameter is that, you know, you are defining the parameter variable in testng.xml file, but sometimes maybe you have forgot that. And in that case, you want to use some default value for the particular variable. So how you can do that? Okay. So here actually you don't need to define it again, because you are already doing in constructor, right? So how you can define at that optional? So for that you have to define on the test method that @ optional. And after that, open and close bracket. What is the value you want to define by default? So by default, the value is this particular URL. Just copy it and paste it here. And this optional we will be importing from our test engine, right? Like this. So what is the meaning of it? The meaning for this is, if this URL is not defined in your testng.xml file, so what should be the value for this particular parameter? So the value for this particular parameter variable will be this value, if this value is not coming from your testng.xml file. Okay, for that what we will do, we will remove it from parameter. Okay, so we don't have any URL value in our testng.xml file, and this value is defined as an optional. So let's see, will this this variable, this parameter variable will contain this value or not. Okay, so for that, what we will do, we will run our test case, and if it will pass, so it means it is successfully picking our optional and default value for that particular variable, right? So let's see. So yes. Yes, so our URL is routing properly, so it means it is speaking properly from our optional value. So it has clicked on sign in link also, and it will enter the username and password, and will do the successful login for us. This is a real-time website, guys. You can also do the practice on this website. Similar kind of website you will get in a company also. So you can see test case is passed, right? So this is how you can define at the rate optional value also if you want to define. And this is the proper way, guys, that you have to design. And also it will be covering multiple interview questions for you, that how you can pass the test data value from your parameters, and what are the different methods that you can use in at that parameters, how you can use what is the optional, how you can use the optional one. So all these are some interview questions. What should be the sequence for your parameters that you're defining in parameter? Like, so these all are interview questions. So please, I think we have covered all the things in at that parameters. I don't think I have left anything in that. And still, if you have any doubt, please comment out in my video, and also like to it. And I have my channel that I will just show you my channel. So this is my channel, that Rahul Automation Studio. So please guys, come and subscribe to this channel, and please comment, like and share the videos. So thanks to all. Thanks everyone. Bye.